Hello students, let's start another chapter, class 5 EVS book headlights, Realms of Earth. Okay, Earth is the only planet in the solar system that has life. Life exists on Earth because of the presence of life sustaining elements which are land, water and air. So in this chapter actually we are describing why life is only on Earth and what are the reasons behind it. Right, so they are saying it has life sustaining elements like land, water, and air, and we are going to read about it. Okay, so now we start. All the things that surround us make up our environment. The environment has both living, non-living components. So living beings like plants, animals depend on non-living environmental factors, soil, air, water to live. The realms or sphere of earth are not isolated, they overlap each other. See, this is an introduction of the chapter. What is environment? The first line is the definition. It can come as a filling the blank or the definition components to living, non-living. Realms, four types: atmosphere, hydrosphere, wait, let me bring one pen, lithosphere and biosphere. Okay. So you have to remember the meaning of atmo, hydro, litho and bio. So this question can be asked here when we say that there are four realms of the earth and they overlap each other. Why? When we complete the chapter, then you will be able to understand. I'll answer it later. So see here a picture has been given showing the four realms of earth. Okay, we'll come one by one. The first is the atmosphere. Atmo means air. So we have a blanket of air around us, which is a mixture of gases, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, right? Along with it, water vapor, dust particles. Now, why this atmosphere is required? Okay, so what is atmosphere? Importance of atmosphere. Always try to be very specific while writing definitions in EVS. Importance, very to the point answers, right? Provides air for breathing to all the living organisms. It keeps earth warm by not letting the heat escape at night. See, we had done that chapter of greenhouse effect where I had discussed the phenomena, why this in the chapter of, I remember, lights and shadows. So here again, the sunlight is coming, falling on the earth's surface. So the earth's surface should actually reflect it back completely. So by day it is hot and night it should be extremely cold because no heat. But what actually happens is that since there are gases in the atmosphere, we absorb the light which is coming from the sun, and this heat energy absorbed by them remains in the atmosphere, responsible for the warmth which we get, and it is emitting and it remains there. Similarly, when the earth's surface is reflecting back the sunlight, again it is absorbed by these particles, which is responsible for the next line which is written here. It prevents extreme temperature difference between day and night. Otherwise, see, just imagine if there is no atmosphere, sun rays are falling, right? So the temperature in the daytime is hot, and the moment the earth is rotating, we are not able to see the sun. That portion completely no light, no heat energy, and it will be minus in temperatures where life cannot exist in such cold temperatures. So this is one of the importance, in fact, very important. Why atmosphere is required and why life exists only on Earth because of the presence of atmosphere. So these are the points. When it comes only for atmosphere, definitely the other spheres also play an important role. So in atmosphere, these are the main points. Air is another, this air is a medium that carries sound waves and help us to talk and hear. This we had read where till in the chapter of sense organs, how the mechanism of hearing, that why we are able to hear sound. So this is not responsible for living, but still the importance of atmosphere has been given. So when it comes that why life exists, this is a very two important points, the keeping it warm and preventing the extreme temperature differences. So atmosphere maintains a balance that is important for maintaining life on earth. You have to remember all the points because any one point can come as a true and false also. Okay, now there is a paragraph in which it is written the density and temperature of air decreases with an increase in altitude. So this is true. You know why it is so cold when we go upstairs, hill stations and all. Because the temperature is less. There are other factors too. And second, it is saying that the density of air is less. Now, what is the meaning of density? Density means you can say the amount of air packed at in one unit. So, what is air? We need air for oxygen, so the amount of oxygen becomes less. That is the reason when people who go for high mountains trekking or mountaineers, they have to carry oxygen cylinders to climb high because the density is less, so amount of oxygen available for breathing is less. Clear? So, this is also an important question. Now we come to lithosphere. Litho means land, solid part, thinnest layer of the earth. Now it provides importance again, provides land for us to live on, provides soil for farming, and it is a rich source of minerals. We are using it these days. Mining is, because of mining we are getting so many of minerals and being used for construction and for almost everything today. Right, now we come to hydrosphere. Hydro means water. So the mass of water found on under above the surface of Earth. So even when you look from the space, if you see the pictures, Earth looks as if a blue ball. So why? Because 71% water, 29% land. This percentage is important, you need to remember. So where is water present? It is present in soil, glaciers, ice caps, seas, oceans, rivers. See, these are which we had done even in smaller classes. So water cycle, but there is a diagram here given of the water cycle on the next page. Right. So you can remember if it comes, though water cycle as a topic is not in this chapter, but see this process names evaporation, condensation, precipitation. This is how the water comes to the surface. Now he's asking why there is shortage of water, even if there is so much of water, because this we had read the fresh water, drinkable water, which is available is very less because in oceans it is salty water, the rest is inside the glacier. So what is available for drinking is really very less. You have to be very particular not to waste water. Jal hi jeevan hai na? Importance of hydrosphere. So hydrosphere provides habitat for many plants and animals to live. All the aquatic plants, animals are dependent on water. That is their habitat. We need water for various purposes: drinking, industrial, domestic use, crops, farming. So, no life again without water. So, these are all the elements which are required for life to exist. You cannot live without air, you cannot live without water. Now, it is biosphere. Now, what is bio? Bio means life. Now, when we say, see, biosphere is not a physical entity which you can demarcate. The rest of the three realms, you can still, make a boundary. But in case of biosphere, what happens? It is a unique zone. Why it is called unique? Because this is the place where all the other three realms, they interact with each other and support all the life forms. Now, why it is like we cannot survive, because we need all the three components, land, water and air, for the survival of living beings. So that portion where the three are interacting, so it can come as a Venn diagram. If suppose this is say atmosphere, this is lithosphere, this is hydrosphere. So this portion, the middle one, which has all the three, will be considered as biosphere, because that is the only place where you get everything and the life can exist only and only because of it. Importance: area where life exists on, above and below Earth's surface, natural habitat of all living organisms ranging from microorganisms to human beings. It provides food and raw materials to plants, animals and humans. See, it is like uh, a question can be, what is biosphere? What does it mean? Importance of biosphere. Importance of lithosphere. What is lithosphere? Similarly, that of hydro and atmo. So now that question which was there in the first paragraph, that the interaction of realms of earth, right? That why do we say that the realms or spheres of earth are not isolated, they overlap each other? Now see, here the answer is, you can write this answer, always try to write in points in EVS, whatever the answer it is. Try to make points. The biosphere gets sunlight and air from the atmosphere, number one. It collects water from ocean, rivers, and water bodies called hydrosphere. Also, biosphere is a region where life exists on the surface of Earth, which we all call the lithosphere. So, basically, what is the question? What does that mean? That they overlap each other, like we said here. The interaction of all the other three realms is important to support the life forms. How? Number one, like we are living, we are getting what? Sunlight and air from the atmosphere. So the importance, one point related to life has to be written of the other three realms. So that area, like here it is shown, that forms the biosphere. You are taking what from atmosphere? The sunlight and the air. You are collecting water from the hydrosphere, and land is where we stay. Okay, so uh, this is the answer that why we need there is interaction. Why the biosphere is the zone is a unique zone, because it is the interaction of the other three realms which is responsible for the supporting the life forms. Okay, now it comes to as such conservation of environment. We should not do any activities, human activities which have caused pollution. So the we have altered definitely the biosphere because of the human activities. What kind of human activities? The most important being deforestation, which is taught, I think, from class 2 only. What does that mean? Cutting of the trees. Loss of habitat of many animals, birds, insects cause the extinction of many species. The air is being polluted. So these are the activities which have led to the harm of biosphere. One is deforestation, second is pollution, air pollution, water pollution. Cause of air pollution: emission of harmful gases from various factories and vehicles, water dumping of domestic and industrial waste into the water bodies. Right, so these are the activities by which this we have harmed the biosphere. Now, if we come to the questions, importance of hydrosphere is again which was given in the points. Deforestation lead to loss of habitat of animal birds. Now, see, how will you write? If I cut the trees, will it lead to loss of habitat of animals, birds, and insects? Yes. Now, again, if you try to write in points, number one, trees are the homes, right? Many animals they live on them for nest shelters. Number two, loss of food sources like forests provide fruits, leaves. When the trees are cut, so the food chain is broken, and the animals cannot find enough to eat. So in this way, again, it will lead to uh, even the species get extinct. If suppose there is a particular variety of fruit or leaves which is used by certain insects, say, or birds, and if we are cutting the trees, then those particular variety of birds will not be able to survive, right? So we had done trees are their homes. Number two, loss of food sources. Number three, temperature and climate change. See, trees play a very important role as far as temperature and climate change is concerned. They are the source of oxygen which we need. So they keep the environment cool and moist, because rainfall is dependent upon trees also. So when we do deforestation, the area becomes dry, there is more global warming, so it may many species would not be able to survive also, or to sustain in such type of environment. And then you can say it can also act as a hiding place like forest. Animals need safe places to hide from predators. So if the forests are cleared, they lose protection and become easy target. So there are many points you can write for deforestation leading to loss of habitat. I repeat, trees are their homes. Explain it in 2 lines again. Then loss of food sources. Third, temperature and climate change. Fourth, destruction of hiding places. Two lines of I gave you 4 points, and you can write two lines of each point. If it is a long question, if you asked if it is of say 2 marks, write only 2 points. Got it? Then it is discuss how balance between the litho atmosphere and the hydrosphere to protect. See, there are many activities this we had done for environment, related to environment, that what can we do? So if you say deforestation has caused harm, so what can we do? Afforestation. You have to write the opposite of what harm we had done to the environment. So first was afforestation, to rectify or the measures which can maintain a balance. Proper treatment of industrial wastes to prevent water, land pollution, avoid use of plastic, eco-friendly products should be used. Then you follow those 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle. Right? These are the ways to protect the environment and to maintain that ecological balance. So this is something very common knowledge questions also, which in all the exams teachers do want to ask regarding pollution, the human activities, and definitely how can we prevent this. Okay. So this was a very, very small chapter and a very easy chapter, nothing much to be done. So see, questions almost I have discussed: hydrosphere, environment, overlap, atmosphere, lithosphere, right? So again, they have taken these sentences from the topics only, exactly it was written, and they have taken that line. Blue planet, true. Bio means life, not land. 71% is water. So the ratio, you have to remember this percentage. It can come as filling the blanks, true and false. Why Earth is a blue planet? In all the three, it's the same answer. Harmful rays of the sun from reaching the sun, definitely you can write about the ozone layer, which plays a very important part. Lithosphere is the solid portion. Yes, this we have done. See, Earth's atmosphere composed of, though the percentage is not given in here, but better to write. We have this carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen is always 21%. Then you have uh, part of fractions of water vapor, dust particles. This okay. Suggests 3 ways to protect the environment. Just now I discussed deforestation, treatment of industrial waste, follows those 3 R's, eco-friendly, right? No atmosphere around the earth means, see how the question has been framed. One is a very direct question which is generally not asked. What is atmosphere? Give two importance of atmosphere. This way, these days nobody asks. They are rounding off and asking what would happen if there were no atmosphere around the earth. Why life does not exist on moon? So you have to remember there is no atmosphere, basic point. Water is also not there. Though there have been some traces of water, the scientists are trying to get it, but still, up to this level, you can write the main only about atmo and hydro. Then we have sound is a very important, though not for life. Like if you are traveling, okay, why we are able to hear each other. So this can come from this chapter or even from the sense organs. So it acts as a medium for the sound waves to travel. We cannot hear sound without hear. See, it is given. Give reason for the following. Life exists on Earth because of the presence of the other three realms interaction. We get from atmosphere, one line, what we get from hydrosphere, one line, and what we get from lithosphere, one line, related to life. Right? Biosphere is important. Again, the answer has been given, which we had discussed. It is the same 3 points which we have to write in this, the biosphere which was given. Area where life exists, it is a natural habitat. First, but before writing this answer, you should remember what biosphere is. So write that answer. It is actually the overlapping and the interaction of these other three realms which are responsible for this. From there only we get this food, raw material, land, right? I think that's a diagram. Okay, I don't think so. Any diagram should come. But yes, they can give you a picture of it and ask which realm is being shown here and state two advantages. Out of which, and if this Venn diagram type of question comes, the overlapping one, then that is actually biosphere. If you see any living thing, it means it is a biosphere. Okay. Okay.